For the class of 2029, the next 4 years will be a rankings roller coaster ride. Ups, downs, twists, turns, and maybe a little queasiness along the way. But no matter what happens, this moment will be the one that they won't forget, the debut of the 2029 Prep Baseball Rankings. Welcome into Coffee and Curveballs. Cory McCartney and Shooter Hunt with you. And Shooter, we know there's undeniable anticipation for the players, but what's it like in Rankings HQ and the excitement of taking all that work that goes into a first set of rankings and making them public?
Well, I think you said the right word there with excitement. These guys are just fresh into their high school classes. They've kind of graduated from that youth baseball aspect into, hey, we're kind of turning into prospects slowly. We're going to be on coaches' radars. It's exciting for me to see, hey, this is the next wave of talent that's going to be in high school baseball for the next 4 years.
Well, every class had this kind of defining through line, and we're obviously extremely early with the 2029s. But at this stage, what are those prevailing storylines for you?
Well, I think just trying to find those dynamic athletes who work up the middle and those explosive tools and the unteachableness of those guys, because you get a lot of youth players who are just bigger and stronger than everybody, maybe even older than everybody, which is something we're seeing a lot more of after COVID. Just trying to distinguish between those, the upside, and evaluate those ceilings. That's something that's really important. And this class showed a lot of it.
Well, we're certainly burying the lead, so let's get into the class's number one player coming out of Prescott, Arizona, a tooled-up outfielder with a 6'6", 960, 100.5 exit velo, and 91 outfield arm. Shooter atop the 2029 rankings is
McGraw Van Wormer. And you said it's 6'9" runner, 5-tool potential, especially even from a young age. Kid who likes to compete, can also pitch a little bit, but the explosiveness of the hands and the wrist, even at a young age, ball jumps off the bat differently. Something you're always looking for. Who hits you right in the face from a young age and says, I am good? And that's something that big McGraw Van Wormer, just kind of north of Phoenix there in Prescott. Be interested to see if he doesn't move down to get some better action there in the Phoenix area in coming years. But it's an explosive outfielder who can really go get it, obviously can run, and he's going to have a hit power profile.
An all-name team selection without question. So just behind Van Wormer, California shortstop Jordan Leone out of Sierra Canyon, a 6'1", 195-pounder who, as the clips on his social bear witness, brings a ton of swag and a loaded toolbox.
Yeah, and I think it's real two-way profile. He can do whatever he wants on the baseball field right now. There's a good chance that, he will challenge McGraw Van Wormer for that number one spot. He's at Sierra Canyon, which has an explosive, awesome underclass crew. They're just rolling dudes through that school. Doesn't matter what sport, Cory. But I'm really excited to see Jordan Leone progress over the next 3-4 years.
Rounding out the top three is Florida's Garrett Harper, a two-way out of Cocoa Beach. Already 6'3", 180 pounds, a fastball ticking toward 90, and some serious juice at the plate from the left side.
Are we looking at Cags 2.0 there? Is he going to be hitting home runs? When you're looking at the initial freshman classes, you always got to go to Florida. What's going on down the Sunshine State? Got to find that big-time talent. And Harper looks like one of those guys. The two-way ability, the competitiveness, the ability to hop in the box and be a run producer, even at a young age. Plus, you add to the whole situation that he's got such a projectable frame. There's going to be so much more on the way.
Well, as we've already heard, the West is well represented in this list. It gets even deeper, claiming 5 of the top 6 spots. Joining number 1, Van Wormer, and number 2, Leone, are another Arizona product at number 4, an outfielder, Evan Thompson out of Castile, and 2 Californians, shortstop Cooper Holland from Santa Margarita at 5, and outfielder Matias DiMaggio from Dos Pueblos at 6. And Thompson and DiMaggio, you got triple-digit exit velos. Holland's got that nice, smooth stroke. All these guys getting it done from the left side.
Yeah, and all from really, really valuable areas that produce really good prospects. Evan Thompson's one of the sweeter strokes, left-handed hitter. He is going to hit, and that's something that is undeniable, and professional teams are looking for it. Obviously, college teams are looking for it. He's in a Castile lineup that's going to be absolutely loaded. Chance to be a national champion this next coming year in 2026. But the bat to ball and the explosiveness off that barrel, it's a sweet stroke. Be sure to check out Evan Thompson, all you college coaches, get some good track record. And then you got to get a pair of California guys into the mix. And Cooper Holland, shortstop, he's coming from Santa Margarita High School, which churns out prospects there in the Trinity League. Left-handed stroke, easy to bet on, a guy who's about 6'3" already. Matias DiMaggio, I'm already trying to plan trips into the Santa Barbara area to check him out, because I think his first high school game in the fall, he went for a cycle. So it's impressive stuff. The bat to ball's there. And then again, those projectable frames, those projectable tools, that's something we're really looking for and honing in on at this young age.
South Carolina has got something to say with the makings of a very special 2029 group. They come with 3 players in the top 10, 4 in the top 14. There's junior future gamer Nolan Nichols, the lefty arm out of Hanahan at 7, Eastside shortstop Brooks Blanchard at 8, and Cane Bay outfielder Trey Lawrence at 10. Oh, and then there's Norman outfielder Carter Nash at 14. This crop of South Carolina talent is going to be fascinating to watch.
Corey, this is the best class of South Carolina prospects that I've seen enter high school since I've had this job at Prep Baseball. So put that on a board for the boys out of South Carolina. I know Sammy Esposito is excited about this bunch. Nolan Nichols, lefty, was at the Junior Future Games, which we got to see a lot of these guys who really shined, but he was electric. I think he went against Team Indiana in an early game one day. Cooper Trinkle up in Indiana was telling us this guy is unreal. The frame, again, really projects. He's a dynamic mover. The arm works. He's going to continue to make jumps, but the pitchability is already there, and he's tough on that bump. Then you go to Brooks Blanchard, who's, again, a common theme here, a shortstop, projectable, long, rangy, can move, can stick at that shortstop position. And then Trey Lawrence, who is an explosive athlete. Kind of looked at him, Dakota Jordan at Mississippi State standout as a 3rd or 4th rounder to the Giants, is exploding through their system right now. But ball jumps off the bat different. He has a chance to have big power in his future. But again, Corey, this is the number 1 player in South Carolina would go 7 deep. You flip a coin right now because any of those guys could really explode and continue to rise up this list.
About to get real in the Palmetto State. Rounding out the top 10 is Texas 2A Noah Verzal from Sotomayor. Absolute monster. This guy's 6'5", 235 pounds.
And you know what's, I'm always looking at kids who enter high school, their freshman age. He's just bigger and stronger than everybody. He's going to get even out. And it's not like that for Verzal. He's going to continue to get better. The frame's still very much maturing, even though it's already imposing 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It is some big boy power from the left side, though. And that's got a chance to really carry him in that two-way form. I'm sure all the college coaches around the Lone Star State and in the SEC, ACC, Big 12, wherever it may be, coast to coast, are going to be locked in on what Noah Verzal is doing development-wise. Looking forward to seeing him hopefully at the Super Sophomore Games in the summer.
Another name outside the top 10, Tristan Blaylock out of James Clements in Alabama. Been a fixture for us at Lake Point, and there's a whole lot to like from an arm that's got spin for days and a near 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, and when we're looking at right-handed pitchers, especially at an early age, we kind of like to let them develop because the right-handed profile from the prep side can be so let's say alluring, but also dubious out throughout the scouting trail, especially from the professional side. But he, like you said, is a dynamic mover, really athletic. I love this Alabama class. I know that David Sharp, Austin Sharp saying great things about these freshmen that I'm sure to see at Lake Point next year. But the arm really works. You can see it on Blaylock. He's got a chance to really develop quickly in the next few years.
Well, the 2029s are just getting started, but the journey, it begins right here and right now. And we'll have plenty more coffee and curveballs coming your way, so don't go anywhere. But until next time, I'm Cory McCartney. That's Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you at the Diamond.